This video is for educational purposes only. Always comply with your local laws and regulations regarding cannabis cultivation. Hey there, fellow growers! If you've ever cracked open a jar of perfectly cured cannabis and been hit with a wave of pine lemon sweetberry aroma, then you've had a powerful introduction to the world of terpenes. Hit that like button. Drop a comment with your favorite smelling strain and share this with a friend who needs to up their flavor game. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe for more growing wisdom. These amazing little compounds are the essential oils of the cannabis plant. Terpenes are aromatic oils produced in the same glistening trichome glands that create cannabinoids like THC and CBD. You can think of them as the plant's personal perfume. In nature, these pungent oils serve a vital purpose. They help repel pests and predators, attract beneficial insects for pollination, and even protect the plant from environmental stressors like high temperatures. This is what we call the entourage effect. A terpene like myrcene, which has an earthy, musky scent, is known to have relaxing properties and can enhance the sedative effects of THC. On the other hand, a terpene like limonene, with its bright citrus aroma, can promote a more uplifting and energetic feeling. As a grower, you have a tremendous amount of control over the final terpene expression of your plants. It's time to stop just growing for potency and start growing for the complete sensory experience. Light is the lifeblood of your cannabis plants. It's the primary energy source that fuels photosynthesis, driving growth, and ultimately bud production. But not all light is created equal. During the flowering stage, intensity and spectrum directly affect trichome development. To push terpene production, use full-spectrum light. Red spectrum light for bulking flowers, blue light to boost terpene synthesis, ultraviolet light to boost terpene synthesis. UVB specifically acts as a mild stressor, encouraging more resinous trichomes, like sunscreen for the plant. Many modern full-spectrum LEDs are built for this, with enhanced UV diodes. Light intensity is the other side of the coin. Give plants as much light as they can handle without light burn or heat stress. Use the hand test. Place your hand at the canopy top for a minute. If it feels uncomfortably hot, it's too hot for your plants. Maintain an even canopy so all bud sites get equal intense light. Use screen of green, SCROG, or low-stress training, LST. Keep a strict 12 hours on 12 hours off. Light interruptions or leaks during dark can stress plants. A stable, powerful light environment tells your plant to focus on producing terpene-packed flowers. What you feed your plants during their flowering stage has a direct and profound impact on the taste and smell of your final harvest. It's like being a chef for your garden. The quality of your ingredients matters. During the vegetative stage, plants crave nitrogen to build leaves and stems. When you flip to the 12-12 light cycle for flowering, their dietary needs change dramatically. They now require higher levels of phosphorus potassium. Phosphorus is essential for energy transfer and flower development. Potassium helps regulate water uptake, strengthens the plant, and improves synthesis of starches and sugars, the building blocks for terpenes. A common pitfall is overfeeding, especially nitrogen, late in flowering. Too much nitrogen can lead to a harsh taste, a grassy taste, or a chemical taste in the final product. It also encourages leafy growth over dense resinous flowers. Begin to taper off nitrogen as flowering progresses. Many nutrient lines offer bloom formulas balanced with lower nitrogen and higher phosphorus and potassium. Beyond basic NPK, supplements can enhance terpene production. Look for products with sulfur and magnesium. Sulfur helps form aromatic compounds that make fuel smells, garlic notes, and skunky aromas. Consider organic supplements like molasses to feed beneficial soil microbes. The final, most critical step is the pre-harvest flush. For the last 7 to 14 days before harvest, stop feeding nutrients and give only plain, pH-balanced water. Creating the ideal climate in your grow room is like setting the stage for a perfect performance. Terpenes are volatile compounds, meaning they can easily evaporate into the air, especially when temperatures get too high. Maintaining precise control over your environment during the flowering stage is absolutely essential. During the day, or when the lights are on, aim to keep your temperatures between 68 and 78 degrees Fahrenheit. Keep your temperatures around 68 to 78 degrees Fahrenheit. If temperatures climb above 84 degrees Fahrenheit, you risk literally baking the terpenes right off your buds. At night, allowing the temperature to drop by about 10 to 20 degrees Fahrenheit can be very beneficial. This temperature swing mimics natural outdoor conditions and can trigger beautiful purple and red colors. Humidity is another critical factor to manage. High humidity during flowering is a major invitation for bud rot, also known as botrytis. In early flowering, 40 to 50% humidity is acceptable, but lower to 30 to 40% in final weeks. A dehumidifier is a wise investment for any serious grower. Finally, let's talk about airflow. Stagnant, humid air is the enemy of dense, flavorful buds. You need constant, gentle air movement throughout your canopy. Good air exchange is vital for a happy, healthy, and incredibly aromatic room. Not all stress is bad for your cannabis plants. In fact, applying the right kind of stress at the right time pushes plants to their genetic potential, higher potency, and more terpenes. The key is knowing beneficial, eustress, and harmful, distress. One popular method is low-stress training, or LST. It involves gently bending and tying down branches to create a flat, even canopy. That exposes more bud sites to direct light and acts as a mild stressor. The plant responds by strengthening stems and diverts more energy to the flowering tops. Another technique is intentional drought stress. When the plant senses less water, its survival instincts kick in and can ramp up resin production. This must be done with extreme caution. Another advanced method is an extended dark period for the final 24 to 48 hours before harvest. The key to all stress techniques is moderation and careful observation. You've done it! You've navigated the entire flowering period, managed light, nutrients, and climate like a pro. This is the moment, but don't get ahead of yourself. Harvesting at the right time locks in peak terpenes. Inspect the trichomes, the tiny resin glands. Look for trichomes changing from clear to milky cloudy with a few turning amber. The cloudy window is peak THC and terpene expression. After harvest, drying and curing make or break flavor. Dry slowly over 7 to 14 days. Ideal, dark room, approximately 18-20 degrees Celsius, 50-60% RH. Don't rush with fans or heat. It traps chlorophyll and causes hay smell. Patience is your greatest virtue. When smaller stems snap instead of bend, start curing in airtight glass jars. Burp jars 5-10 minutes once or twice a day for the first 1-2 weeks. Proper cure transforms your harvest over 4 weeks to several months. Your patience equals the smoothest, most flavorful smoke you've ever grown.